Hi, I'm Scout Wilkins, and I am a naturalist, a guide, and a player of the crystal bowls. Mostly I'm a human who's very interested in our human journey. And this COVID-19 time, I'm taping this on June 15th of 2020. So we're nearing the end of the first wave, as far as we can tell from this point in history, of our experience of COVID-19, where people are starting to come out of being so sequestered and staying so still, and we're beginning the dance of what is the new normal. Who are we going to be together now? How are we going to keep ourselves and one another safe? How's it going to look? How's it going to feel? How's it going to be different? Cool thing about this time is that none of us know. And all of us have pieces to contribute to the overall knowing. We each have a little bit of wisdom that we've gained in our life that we can bring into the mix and put it together and see what we know together. So it became clear to me that it is time to speak a little more publicly and a little more, I'm going to say linearly, about my understanding of what it takes to move from one level of normal, a previous normal, to a new level of normal. And when you think about this, we're doing it all the time. Anytime you learn something new, you're moving from the level of normal of what you knew before into the normal of what your life is like now that you know it. And there's so much richness in that experience, because also when you think about it, there's everything in that experience. There's loss of the innocence of where you were before. There's the gain of where you will be. You could be seen as a matter of perspective, that at this perspective you had this much awareness, and at your new normal you have more awareness. And so you're elevating, and you're learning more, you're taking in more, and there's, done well, there's more behavioral flexibility. The higher you go, the more behavioral flexibility there is. That could change in the case of things like trauma. I'll use hiking in Zion National Park as an example. If you go too high and you're afraid of heights and you are worried you might fall off a rock, your behavioral flexibility is going to tighten up and contract in that experience. So there are a million things to be aware of and to consider. And playing these crystal bowls has helped me to put it into a context that becomes very different. It's not personal, it's not humanized, it's really truly about the process, the journey of change, moving from one level of normal to the next. And so in terms of the bowls are associated each with an energy center in your body, a chakra. And so as you move up the chakras, in traditional understanding, the root chakra is at the base of your spine. The sacrum is the second chakra. Third chakra, your solar plexus. Fourth chakra is the heart. Fifth is the throat. Sixth is the third eye. Seventh is the crown. So it's been an interesting experience for me working with these bowls, because they have been my teachers. And what they have taught me is that this absolutely represents moving from one level of awareness, one normal, to an elevated normal. So from the root to the crown, each of these are a normal. This is the previous normal. This is the new normal. So, interestingly enough, the root is all about safety. And the process is to transfer the level of safety you feel in the old normal into the new normal so that it becomes the foundation. This becomes the safety from which you then explore your world and expand. So if you think about this in terms of the development of a human being, in an absolutely beautiful world where we come in cherished and we are welcomed and our life proceeds with love and caring, you could tell the story this way, that we're born feeling safe. No question of belonging. I belong because I'm here, and here's my family, and I am deeply, deeply safe, root chakra. After a few months, as the child, I look around and I say, wow, I'm not the only one here. There are other people. What is my relationship to these other people? And so this is where connection begins, support and connection. This is safety and belonging, the root. The sacrum is connection and support. So from this incredibly solid foundation, the child begins to exhibit willingness. The amazing willingness to begin to look around and see what is out there, feeling safe, looking around, exploring, the willingness to explore, the willingness to risk, the willingness to try things. So with this triad of incredible power, the safety, the support, and the willingness, then we come to the heart chakra, and we have courage. The heart, the root word of courage is heart in French. And so we come from this amazing, or come to this amazing courage to be fully human. The lower centers are, when I think about it in this way, the lower centers seem to me to be more inward. They're my inner being, my safety inside. I feel safe, I feel secure, I feel connected, supported, I'm willing. Courage is the place at which I begin to take it all out into the world. So with my heart strong, I move to my throat, and there's the throat of expression. The things that I know in my heart, the things that I know in my life, I'm expressing, I'm speaking into the world. As I express, the energy that comes out of me that's actually deeply connected and coming from wherever I, as the individual, perceive the energy that's not me but is the energy of creation, as that expresses through me and moves all the way through my body and begins to move out, it moves past my third eye, which is where magic and inspiration enter the conversation. So as I'm expressing what's in my heart and I'm gathering, as that energy moves through, it gathers, it picks up the energy of inspiration that feels like magic. And as that exits my system through my crown, then I'm in awe. And in this place, this is where, when all of these centers are beautifully fulfilled, then I continue my journey. It's like I restart my journey. It's a spiral. My journey begins again with a new level of awe being my new foundation. And then I do the spiral again. Now that's a beautiful story that, as we all know, does not pan out in the real world in the same way as I'm telling it. It's not a linear journey. There are many ways to view this journey, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about what the differences are and why I have made myself a lot of suffering in my life is I've carried an expectation that the journey was supposed to be this kind of smooth. It was supposed to be linear. I was supposed to know better. I was supposed to be able to, it's having been born a young girl in 1955, there were certain expectations that things were supposed to be a certain way. And in my life they weren't. And I spent a lot of time trying to fit myself into expectations. But what I can share now is that I understand that there are many ways to take this journey. And at different times, I do them all. But my personal way of navigating this journey as a woman is more of a leap of faith, where I may be standing in safety and looking out at this goal of safety at that level. And if I look from here to there and try to find the stepping stones that are going to get me there, I don't even know how to begin. I don't know how to begin. It's scary. It's terrifying. I'm going to get it wrong. There's all the messages playing. So what happens is that either I get so frustrated that I launch myself out of this feeling of stuck and trapped, and I just throw myself into where I want to be. So it's a leap of faith. And sometimes I do that for myself, and sometimes life delivers that to me. Sometimes life picks me up from here and says, gave you all kinds of chances to do this however you want to do it, but it's really time for you to be here. So many times in my life I have felt that life picked me up and said, okay, here, this is where you need to be, figure it out. In a supportive way. I mean, I've always felt supported in this. When I got there, I knew it was where I was supposed to be. I just had this sense. But the thing that I had to do was, from this place then, I needed to go back and build my foundation, fill in what I needed in my energy system so I wasn't poked full of holes and draining energy and losing my power. And so I've come to view this process as sometimes, frankly, sometimes it is a shit show. And I'm doing my best, and life is pulling me, and oh my God, I was supposed to be there, and here we are. But as I relax into the process and more let go of any idea that I'm supposed to know how to do this, and let myself, however I can, flow with it, what I know now is that I can follow the nudges. I can be present to what is needed. I can do the healing work where the opportunity comes up. And what I'm doing is, at each energy level in my system, I'm patching those holes. I'm actually, from the inside, it's like a slip of clay in a vessel. I'm setting myself up to not leak my energy, but have it so that I'm actually a more whole vessel that's able to send my energy through this journey. And sometimes it's messy. Seems messy. But when I use these bowls, what becomes clear is the more I do this, the more beautiful the sound becomes. The more harmonic, the less jarring, the less suffering there is in the music that I'm bringing into the world. So that's the main thing I like to share about this idea of moving from one level of normal to another is that it's a normal process. It happens every time we breathe, actually. We're moving from one level of normal to another. We see the big ones, but every day we're at a different level of awareness at the end of the day than we were at the beginning. So we're at a big one right now. But what we've been given through the COVID is the time, what I feel like I've been given as a woman is the gift of time and space to be told, just sit down, let the dots connect, be a little more quiet, take it in, enjoy it, feel into what is actually happening, appreciate the safety that I do have, find it, appreciate it, build it, find, build, appreciate the support I do have, the willingness, celebrate whatever willingness is in me or around me, the courage, the ability to express, the ability to even do this that I'm doing right now, to, after all these years of wanting to do this, to actually have gotten peaceful enough inside to be able to do it. Allowing the magic of the connection of all of it to come to whatever this new normal is, of being a different person than I was 3 months ago because I have had this time. So thank you for being here with me. And for allowing these bowls to help us. To me, the bowls are showing up to help with the tuning of these energy systems. Simply spending time with beauty. Beauty in sound, beauty in nature, beauty with color, other people. Spending time with beauty is what tunes